We can all be as smart as us.
Huh? Did I overdrive the thing?
Override?
Because I don't care about them trying to freeze me in? Are they trying to freeze me in?
Yeah, you're frozen in. Everybody's frozen in.
No. Don't steal the baby. What?
Steal the baby.
Oh.
Don't steal the baby.
You're gonna let the... Oh my god. What? No.
Chilla's not fit for playing this type of game. This is why Chilla usually plays World of Warcraft. This is a small disclaimer.
I'm the backup. He's dead and they've stolen the baby. Fucking baby snatchers. This is bullshit. Why did... This is bullshit.
He's the worst. Seriously? I mean, have you played video games before?
Not video games in which they kill my and steal my family.
Have you played recent video games before? This is like...
Why is she alive?
She's lucky, I guess.
Critical failure. Okay, so they've screwed up the thing. Yeah.
Wow. That frame rate drop though. Did you see that? It was bad, huh?
No.
First mission.
Stella's worrying about her baby. Finny is worrying about the frame rate.
Now.
This is bullshit.
Thanks.
This is
Okay.
bullshit.
Alright, so who's gonna do more discussion? Are we gonna do more discussion? Or?
Okay, so this is bullshit. They explode the whole world, then they freeze us in as like meaty samples for whatever kind of obscure purpose they want, and then they kill this guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Why does he not fit into their future plans? They specifically gave us entry into the vault because of whatever the hell he did.
Yeah? You don't know yet.
But
You have to find out. That's your first mission.
So,
Is that your opinion as a professional archaeologist, Silla?
it just makes no sense. Why would they... Okay, why would you preserve a specific specimen of whatever kind of species from an apocalypse just to kill them?
no, he killed our husband because he didn't
They
have in the
saved-
baby.
Yeah, but they... No,
I don't know.
it doesn't make sense.
So let's discuss a little bit
It
about what
doesn't make
happened
sense.
here. Maybe Angus wanna discuss what happened here?
Yeah, I want to discuss what happened here. Well, aside from the fact that apparently it makes no narrative sense to Scylla, which is all right. You know, it's a game. No, just kidding. I actually agree that the setup of the whole thing is nice. It has its nice parts, especially when you start out in this lovely house with your lovely wife and your lovely baby and your lovely robot. I wish I had all of those. I have 3 of those. And then,
don't have a robot?
shit
No,
hits
he
the
has
fan.
a robot. He doesn't have the baby yet. That's clearly how it is.
That's
right?
I do have a robot. Yeah,
That was a
Roomba,
big
actually.
roach.
Ew!
Disgusting.
Yeah.
But
you just
and
smash
then
it up?
shit hits the fan, right? The
Yeah,
apocalyptic shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
And as I already tried to get it earlier, what does it actually mean, apocalypse?
So apocalypse comes from the words apo and calypto, which calypto means cover, and it pretty much means the revelation, right? So that is why we have John's revelations as well.
The Bible.
in Christian religion, in the New Testament, I think, right? Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's the revelation. It's a very, or the apocalypse for that matter. It's a very religiously focused term. So people have been dealing with the apocalypse as a term, apocalypse as a term, mainly in religious terms.
Ew,
Yeah.
ew.
Or as well in critical literature studies or in critical media studies, it is
Ew.
also they take up the idea of sort of the truth being uncovered about a particular society often or about a community. It doesn't have to be a religious truth, of course, but it has very much these anchors in this particular religious concept, right?
Yeah.
So, in what year did this nuclear explosion take place?
2077.
Yes.
And
How-
you wake up in 2177?
2187.
So you've
100
been
years.
frozen for 110 years.
Yeah, 110 years. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, but
And we
why-
don't know yet at what time we actually saw the event happening that the guy shot your husband and took away Sean.
At
That's
some
what you're
point
going
in
to.
that 110 inch
Yeah,
box.
that's what you're going
Okay,
to discover
but
in the game.
why did 2077 look like the 50s?
Wow, that's
Because it's
relative to
an
the
alternative reality.
Yeah.
It's a
It's split
dystopian-
up from our reality
Yeah.
in that time.
Yeah, exactly.
And technology focus was different from what I've heard from the history of Fallout or this game.
Yeah.
Was that the focus of technology and development of technology was moved towards other sources and stuff like that. And that is why we have stuff that looks like ours, and they had stuff that was far more advanced but looks like the 50s.
Well, the main thing is that they didn't in this history, this alternative dystopian history, they didn't invent the semiconductor, which is the small thing which actually, collides energy within it and makes it everything much more energy focused and much more faster. And so the whole game in itself here is actually much more run on fossilized fuels, on the big the amplifier things. I don't know how they are called in. I'm not an engineer, but
Right, and to get back to the idea of the apocalypse, right? It's interesting because here we are going through a personal and very much global apocalypse. So something is, and in a way that it's about destroying things that we hold dear.
Check them out.
And through the rest of the game, we're going to see what is actually, so after the apocalypse, we're going to see what that means for us and for the world as a whole. So what does this truth, so literally the truth in the form of a mushroom cloud nuclear explosion that's hurtling towards you with, 1 million degrees or something, 100 million degrees, what does it actually reveal about ourselves as a character and about the society we used to be part of? I think that's a particular interesting hook and angle we're going to go
You
for.
need to check your volume a little on your mic.
it's his internet connection.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yep,
all the
I
while
see.
we
it's the
can
bitrate.
What's
see. So
Oh.
while you go through the game, you can find these logs, obviously, in several different PCs.
does
because
the log say anything about why the hell they killed your husband?
Perhaps.
We could go through all the logs right now. It doesn't seem too much time efficient, but overall, in these logs, you see from different perspectives, because different people keep these logs, what has been going on, and this hope that the people living in there, or the scientists, will eventually get out of there, right?
So basically, they want to freeze everyone until the world is okay, and then unfreeze
Yes.
everyone, and then they can repopulate. Right.
No,
No,
that's not
no.
that's not what's going on.
In
It's,
a short summary of what we could read in these documents here, what's happened is that even the scientists who froze you in, they also thought that there will eventually come a command that everything is fine, now we can go out.
We can open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see basically you see the futility of this kind of hope, because they don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on because first of all you're frozen, and second you were just thrown in there, and all the while a grand apocalypse is going on. And these kind of logs brings also another point on discussion about the collapse and what we archaeologists do on reconstructing the collapse, because we have very scarce documents, because all the data of course are not all saved, and this is also comes to our age but also goes to ancient times, about the preservation of objects and of texts and of ideas and of history throughout a phase of collapse or throughout a phase of
So
apocalypse.
these scientists are not frozen,
No.
so they're able to
These are the people who
witness-
froze us in.
Okay, and they didn't freeze themselves.
And this is the computer from the overseer.
Yeah.
The overseer of this vault. I mean, there are numerous
But
vaults across
That
all
person
over
lived
America.
for 110 years?
No,
No,
who said that?
I don't know.
It's
He's
kind of
just
funny.
away. We
It's
don't
kind
know
of,
what happened
It
with him.
really, this concept of the old technology.
Perhaps
Oh.
he's lying.
Ew,
He's lying
ew,
over there.
Who's that corpse?
I think that's the overseer.
That's the overseer.
What happens when you
Freshly
activate a
preserved.
corpse?
Activated.
The hand is moving.
Yeah, that's glitchy.
disgusting.
No, nothing happens.
That's because you're stepping on it.
Yeah.
So
No
even
random
though
thing.
archaeologists have a hard time sometimes finding out about apocalypses, about collapses, that doesn't stop us thinking about it, right? I mean, there's lots of archaeological theories about collapse, I think, and also non-archaeological theories about collapse, of course. Well, I guess that at this point, whoever's playing right now.
Aris is playing.
I'm playing, but I can talk all the while.
Well, Aris is making his way out of the vault. We can talk a little bit about archaeological ideas about collapse and about apocalypse, right?
Why
I mean,
all of them
I think-
here?
Ew,
Come on.
step on it.
Could you
I
punch
How
it?
do I sign? Do I still click, guys,
Ah,
or
I'm stuck.
egg?
Fuck! Nah, I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Ew. Can we escape from this cockroach-infested place?
Don't worry about me. Just keep on. Oh. Shit, man. These cockroaches.
The dead scientist just moved.
No, I punched him.
You punched it?
Yeah,
Kill them, man! What are you doing?
I am. I will.
Amateur.
Oh, it's still alive.
Yeah, of
course,
course,
there were
two.
Yeah, so, I don't know,
I don't have a gun, right?
this
Press
is...
X.
I am.
No, you don't.
There we go.
Yes, that is the VAT system.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of times
That's
when
pretty cool.
archaeologists deal with apocalypse,
Yeah,
it's
that
not
was
such a
awesome.
major
Awesome.
apocalypse, right?
If you like,
It's more
that's
like
awesome. That sounds really cool.
the collapse of certain civilizations or
Pick up the gun.
cultures or cultural groups.
There's a gun?
Of course, there was a 10mm pistol.
10?
10mm, yeah.
Come on, pick it up.
Which is obviously like a completely different setting to research than
Like
like such a
syringe?
complete societal collapse.
I picked it. No?
No, that was
Yeah.
a syringe, dude.
Where's the gun? It was there. I'm sure I picked it. No?
That was a syringe.
All right. I'm sorry, Sila. I was out there sending a message.
Angus was running out.
Pick up the gun, please.
Where is the gun?
I think it's somewhere in the drawer or somewhere else there. There should be... No, not there.
Okay, you can
You've
go.
played this game before, right?
But I didn't pick up the gun because I didn't really care
So
about
the
the
game
gun.
is there.
Oh,
the gun
there
is
it
There
is.
we go.
And Angus is gone from Skype.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can call
And
our
there were bullets as well.
distant scientist.
Yeah,
And on the
On
floor.
the floor.
I know. I see them. This is not very responsive.
Oh. So
You
apparently,
can switch weapons.
apparently Silicon Valley's internet is based on potato modems,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is very interesting to see.
Yeah, it's interesting.
For
that
a place like Silicon Valley,
you should expect a better internet connection, right?
you would.
Yeah.
One would.
Press X.
What? I need to reload the gun, no?
No.
No.
Press X. And then press... Gimme?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
You like butt raped the cockroach
You can
with a
actually
bullet.
select like critical parts of
Mhm.
each enemy and then fire your gun.
And is there like is it related to stamina or something that you can have only if that
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not available in certain
Yeah,
situations?
this is called your AP, your attack
Okay,
power.
so you can't do it
it's
all
on
the
the
time.
right. It's on the right, bottom right. And you,
All
there
right,
are
yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
stats that you can
Fair enough.
upgrade it.
Fair enough.
We have an issue with Dr. Random.
Yeah, Dr. Random's internet connection has been a bit bad, so
But it doesn't mean that we can't continue. this
Yeah, we
thing.
can continue. Oh, we
Oh.
have another cockroach.
A red roach, man, and a big one as well.
Sorry.
Shoot it. Right trigger, right trigger, right trigger.
Don't worry. I just
In
I
the
am a bit
who's-
worried because you were nearly killed last time you encountered. Here,
Yeah.
you see, you only have like 1/5 of HP left.
I'm
oh,
fine.
pick up that thing. Yeah, isn't that your major thing that you're like?
Pit Boy? Yes.
Yeah,
This is
Yeah.
called the Pit Boy. Actually, in the collector's edition,
Yeah.
you get this.
Yeah.
you get it.
Yeah, and you can
That's
put
awesome.
a telephone screen behind it, so you actually have
your phone on your
phone
Pip-Boy.
as a Pip-Boy.
I'm into geek stuff, but that's a bit much.
It is much, but yeah.
But it's okay. It's kind of fun. Yeah. All right. So, oh god, there's like meat and crafting and all that.
Yeah.
No,
It's an
God.
RPG, yeah?
Sometimes.
How do I use it?
It kind of
I
like feels
haven't
that all the
experienced
AAA
it.
games lately that are being
There we
released
go.
are RPGs with crafting.
So
So how can you
It's
get
sometimes
out?
a bit much.
Sure.
how do I get out?
Yeah, just Vault door.
Yeah,
So these
cool.
things gives quite a bit of access to stuff, right? This
Yeah.
is one of the
So
core-
basically,
one
now
of the
you
core
became
items.
a little walking R2D2.
No.
You can plug yourself into systems and do stuff.
Yourself. The
The
machine.
computer.
Yeah,
The Pip-Boy.
well,
It's
yeah,
not. It's
the
not
Pip-Boy.
related to you directly.
No,
I mean physically.
it's just a computer.
So this is opening the vault now.
But where is Angus to continue the discussion about?
Trying to connect, but
Collapse.
it's not connecting. It's not actually calling.
It's like his internet is down.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Has he sent any message?
No.
The music is actually pretty good from this game.
Let us know how is the sound of the game because we don't know how it sounds to you guys. Let's see.
That looks like the elevator.
Looks like
Huh.
yeah.
It's a bit rusty.
Well, it's been 110 years,
Yeah,
right?
no, it makes sense.
Have we found out that it's actually been 110 years? Are we done here?
Nope.
Nope.
We haven't found it.
But we know.
Yeah, but
We know, but the
We-
character
we-
at this
The
moment
character
doesn't know.
doesn't.
okay, but we're done in this place.
Sheila, we're done
No,
with your character.
Exit the
Okay.
vault. There is no changing my character.
Nope. Post-apocalypse then, and collapse. That's what we really want to discuss.
It's
Archaeologists
nice to like show
have
your, in the
have dealt with
screen.
all sorts of collapse in throughout the 100 or 150 years of this discipline, and we're talking about from very well-known collapses like the collapse of the Roman Empire or the collapse of Byzantium, or we have the very well-known late Bronze Age collapse with the Mycenaeans, or we have all sorts of stuffs and things that archaeologists have dealt with.
Incas and the Mayas.
Yes.
In the Caribbean as well, the
In the
whole
Caribbean as
idea
well.
that all the Indians were exterminated by the coming of the
Yes.
Spanish, which obviously wasn't really true in that.
But that's not a global.
No, it's all specific
Collapse.
to
No, but that's one of
cultures
the
and
things that
civilization.
we can discuss because here we see the global collapse, right?
Yeah.
We understand this as the global
Well, we are
collapse.
actually seeing just the Americas
Yeah.
and
We don't
Boston
know-
and surroundings in this game particular.
So we don't know what happened to the rest of the world.
No, but
Maybe it wasn't even destroyed, right? And that's one of the
exactly.
things that we need to keep in mind as archaeologists when we are dealing with collapse. That usually, for example, with the collapse of the Roman Empire,
Mhm.
for them it was probably, we can consider it a global collapse, right?
Mhm.
For their known world, for what they perceived as the world,
Yeah.
everything changed through time, of course. This is one of the major differences of this game and this modern perception of collapse and the archaeological perception or the historical perception of collapse is the notion of the moment. So here we have a very clear moment in this game, which is the nuclear disaster. If we were to... Are you playing now?
Well, you're not playing.
Oh, I would continue playing, but... Oh
yeah,
well.
but you're talking.
Okay, I will be talking.
But-
I will do the talking.
But Aris, so I mean, the fall of the Roman Empire, I mean, that was more of the collapse of a political system over time, right? It wasn't
Yes.
really like a mass extermination of people, which is clearly what happened in this case.
Yes, but we can. There are other cases of collapse, like the late Bronze Age collapse, where we used at least to think that this was a similar case of massive people's extinction, not necessarily extinction, but a large impactful event which decreased the population of a certain area. In that case, the Eastern Mediterranean. But even here, so my point is that...
Oh no, these were the people standing at the gate crying.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yep.
How come?
Right.
Okay, but how come their bodies are still there, with their clothes and stuff preserved over 100 years? Does that make sense? Archaeologically speaking.
Archaeologically speaking, probably not.
No.
I don't. Well, it's 100 years exposed. Technically, they should have been buried.
What do you?
They
What,
should
what
have been
do you
buried.
say?
What?
Buried by sediment, you mean?
Yes. They should have been buried, probably.
I mean,
just in 100 years.
Exposed clothing
No.
would not be
But we're
preserved.
talking about a nuclear disaster. The explosion probably have carried from the place of impact, have carried around debris.
Yeah, but it depends on the place of impact. I mean,
Well, that's nitpicking, though, right?
that's nitpicking, yes. And I know, for instance, that in Hiroshima, I mean, those people who were actually in the blast radius, who were actually at the spot where the bomb fell, there was nothing left except for an imprint of their shadow into the pavement,
Right.
because they were there. And this means that actually this bomb actually fell a lot further than
And we saw it falling a lot further. It
Yeah.
wasn't
But
very close.
I'm just saying, like, if you, this would have been maybe realistic a couple years after, but obviously exposed clothing like this would have weathered and eroded away and disappeared.
Probably,
like,
yeah.
you can't keep textile like this unless the climate has dramatically changed into, like, either extremely hot and dry or extremely cold, which doesn't seem to be the case.
It seems extremely hot and
It
dry.
seems extremely hot, and
Does
actually,
it seem extremely hot?
Yeah, and dry, as you can see from.
This feels like a winter day to me.
No.
no,
No?
But it's full. There's no grass. There's no.
It's all
leaves on the
very
trees.
dry.
See?
Okay, fine.
As I was saying, what? Stephen Piganist. What? We can try and call Angus again. I think maybe he's internet is back.
He's on the call.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
But
We can't hear
we
him
can't
though.
hear him though. If he's talking all the time, then shoots. Well, in other games as well, we have usually this moment of collapse, right? This moment where we can clearly identify as the post-apocalyptic moment, like when the zombie apocalypse happens. It usually spans from I don't know, 1 day to like a month of the virus being spread or something like that.
Yeah.
The same with the aliens. It's an alien invasion. It's gonna happen within a few days, and that's very different from what we get as archaeologists from the ground, from civilizations which have collapsed or which have perished. Overall, we get a very different picture, a picture of things gradually changing and eventually ending up in the collapse of a civilization.
Yeah.
Possibly, if we could be in Fallout and see what happened before, like the video that we've seen.
Yeah.
Even here, we see that there was a build-up, and that's one of the important things.
A build-up towards
the
the
war,
total
nuclear
extinction stuff. Yeah.
But it's very interesting how we still want to figure out the specific event, and that really comes back to our previous stream about agency and about how we don't understand processes, but we prefer to see specific events, especially as historians,
Yeah.
because we need the fixed points. And even though there is a background story in here, we're still working with the fixed points in history.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting when we're talking collapse, especially collapse, because if we want to see what happens after the collapse, we need to understand what happens before the collapse. And here we don't seem to understand that well what has happened before. Eventually we will find out what happens after,
Yeah, of course.
but not so much what happens before.
Hey Silla,
Angus?
ik denk dat ik...
You're
Hello.
back online.
Well, sort of. I'll probably sound very sucky at the moment because this is on my iPhone.
Oh, it's okay actually.
It's actually
Yeah,
okay.
but I can't. Well, alright. I can sort of figure it out. But you guys keep on talking, but maybe
40
because
minutes
you actually
longer.
seem to be away on your mobile device, so I can't really reach you through the anyway. So maybe I'll try. I'll put the skull down and we try it once more again with the.
The sound
With
is
the,
actually fine, Angus.
All right. Well, I'll try and make this work then somehow. It's going to be quite hard, but I'll see.
Oh, the robot's still here. Oh, why must he remind us that he's dead?
Where's Sir?
They killed him.
This is not a joking matter, robot.
No, he's not joking. He's just very sensitive. Really?
Really?
Yeah, he's a very sensitive robot.
Rub it in, man.
Codsworth, listen to me carefully. Have you seen him? Have you seen Sean?
What world does this guy live in?
In his own world, apparently.
They
Nothing
stole him.
makes sense.
Someone took him. They stole my baby.
200 years.
200 years? What?
Oh, so then it was 2287.
2287, yeah.
Do you recognize his who's actually his voice?
Oh no, it's
character?
it's too quiet. The sound is too quiet for that.
You're acting weird. What's wrong?
Ah, we got XP. Poor guy.
Yeah, Codsworth is a bit beaten up. Focus, Codsworth.
A holotape? What's on?
Yes. A bit of hope there.
Have you seen anything dangerous?
He's always positive, this guy.
Yeah.